From catfishing and secret marriages. Haya Karai, Jenny and Sumit as husband and wife. To angry parents, painful betrayals, and life falling apart behind closed doors. Well, if you don't like it, you don't have to come over here. Here's how Jenny Slatin and Sumit Singh's sweet love story turned into one of the darkest and most heartbreaking twists in Fiancé history. First, let's go back to where it all began. Because this love story started with a lie that no one saw coming. It all started with a shocking online love story that no one could have imagined. A young man from Delhi named Sumit Singh, only years old, decided to pretend to be someone else online using the fake name Michael Jones. He told a year-old woman from California, Jenny Slatin, that he was a handsome British man looking for love. What began as a friendly chat on Facebook soon turned into a deep emotional relationship, one built on lies, dreams, and hope. I was so scared that how she gonna react, but I video call her, and she's saying, "Oh my God, you are so adorable." Jenny Slatin was a divorced. Along with 3 grown daughters, Christina, Jessica, and Lisa, she lived a simple life in sunny Palm Springs, California, surviving on her small hotel pension. Her life was calm, but also lonely. After several failed relationships in the US, Jenny was ready for something new. She wanted to feel special again. Social media gave her that chance. Jenny was kind, open-hearted, and full of hope. She believed that true love could come from anywhere, even from across the world. When Michael Jones started messaging her, she felt young and excited again. To her, it felt like fate. And he didn't have a problem with someone saying, "Oh, I'm not who I've been saying I was for a few months." "Tell you the truth," I cried. I think it's very weird that he was lying. It makes me a little bit more concerned as to what's going on the other side of the world. Sumit was living a very different life. He came from a traditional family in Janakpuri, Delhi. His father Anil was a retired banker, and his mother Sana stayed home to take care of the family. They expected to meet to follow their rules and live the way they wanted for him. Sumit was pushed into an arranged marriage. But there was no love between them. During the day, he lived under pressure at home. At night, he worked long hours at a call center for a US tech company. He felt stuck until he created Michael Jones online. He could be any he wants to be. Confident, charming, and free. When Sumit sent Jenny a friend request, she happily accepted. Soon they were chatting every day. Their talks turned flirty and romantic. They shared songs. Jenny loved Celine Dion, and Sumit sent Bollywood love songs. They dreamed about visiting the Taj Mahal together. But something always felt a little off. Sumit avoided video calls, saying his camera was broken. He never shared many details about his life in India. Years later, Jenny was ready to meet her online love face-to-face. But the moment she arrived in India, everything she believed was about to fall apart. After 2 years of chatting online, Jenny Slatin finally decided to follow her heart. She packed her bags and flew to India to meet the man she believed was her soulmate. She landed in New Delhi with butterflies in her stomach. Holding on to a day tourist visa and a big dream of love, Jenny checked into the small but lively Hotel City Star in Parganj, a noisy area filled with backpackers. Honking rickshaws and food stalls on every corner. But her fairy tale took a sharp turn the moment she saw Sumit in person. Standing in front of her wasn't the tall, handsome Michael Jones she'd fallen in love with online. Instead, she saw a slim-foot Indian man with a nervous smile at a Starbucks in Connaught Place. Smith broke down and told her the truth. He had been lying about his identity all along. Jenny was shocked, hurt, and confused. But when Sumit said he loved her and begged for forgiveness, her heart softened. Despite everything, she decided to give him another chance. And the terminology will be lost in India. So happy to see her beauty again in such a long time. There are days in Delhi soon became sweet and romantic. They walked together through Lodi gardens, shared mango lassis from street stalls, and laughed while dodging rickshaws in Chutney Chowk's busy markets. Jenny fell in love all over again, this time with the real Sumit. But their love had to stay secret. Sumit told her his family would never accept their relationship because of their huge age difference, so they met quietly in parks or small hotels, always hiding from curious eyes. By Jenny was ready to start a new life with him. She sold her car, gave away her furniture, and moved to India for good. She rented a small one-bedroom apartment in Greater Noida for just $1 a month. Life there wasn't easy. The food was too spicy, the monsoon rains flooded the streets, and she struggled with the squat toilets. Still, she learned a few Hindi words like namaste and Cheeto, trying her best to fit in. Then came the heartbreak. One day at a local Daba Summit's, friend Naresh told Jenny the truth. Sumit was married. His ex-wife lived only miles away. Jenny was crushed when she confronted him. Sumit admitted everything. It was an arranged marriage and he was trying to get divorced. Crying on her small balcony, Jenny whispered, "I gave up everything for you. He's married to my daughter for the last 2 years. He's married to my daughter." And I was like, this is wild, like what I mean. But whenever visa expired, Jenny flew back to the US, heartbroken and unsure if Sami's promises meant anything. Viewers couldn't look away. Their love story had just begun, but the drama was only getting started. Even after all the eyes and heartbreak, Jenny couldn't let go, so she made a bold choice that would change her life forever. She went back to India, hoping this time would be different. After months of heartbreak and silence, Sumit finally took action. He filed for divorce from his ex-wife despite her angry claims that he had cheated on her. The process was long and stressful, dragging through India's slow court system. Still, Sumit kept his promise to Jenny. Every day, he sent her sweet WhatsApp messages from Delhi. "Good morning, my love. One day we'll be together again. Please don't give up on me." Back in Palm Springs, Jenny tried to rebuild her life. She worked part-time at a grocery store, saving every dollar for another trip to India. Her daughters warned her, saying, "Mom, he's just going to hurt you again." But deep down, they wanted her to be happy. Jenny believed. To me, that changed. She believed their love was real. In March, Jenny returned to India just as the world went into COVID lockdown. The streets of Delhi were quiet for the first time. She and Sumit moved into a new apartment in Noida, paying $1 for a small but sunny place with a rooftop view. Quarantine life brought them closer. They cooked together, watched endless Bollywood movies, and laughed through small arguments about his slow divorce. His ex-wife still demanded bucks every month in alimony, and the stress often showed on Sami's face. He came to know, "How do you know that I love Jenny and I'm living with Jenny? Sumit is in a lot of trouble right now. Did you know that Sumit was married?" "Yeah, I knew that." Jenny, however, began to adjust to Indian life. She bought colorful salwar kameez from Sarojini Nagar market, learned how to haggle for vegetables, and even survived Delhi's brutal degree. Fahrenheit heat. She proudly made dal tadka, that Sumit called almost perfect. For the first time, Jenny felt like she belonged. But peace didn't last long. One day, a nosy neighbor spotted Jenny and told Sumit's parents. His mother, Sana, showed up at their apartment in fury. She shouted that Jenny was too old and a foreigner, stealing my son. His father Anil threatened to cut Sumit off financially when Sumit's brother Amit and his wife visitors Amid took his parents' side, but 3 quietly slipped. Jenny Asari whispering, "You have a kind heart. He loves me. We love each other, and I'm sorry if people can't accept it, but it's just a fact. It's just a fact we love each other." The family drama reached a painful peak when Sana tearfully said she'd harm herself if Sumit left them. The heartbreaking scene, filmed in their Janakpuri living room filled with Hindu idols and old curtains, left everyone speechless. Financially, things got tough. Sumit quit his call center job, relying on savings. Small help from his dad, Jenny used her $1 monthly social security to cover rent, groceries, and even the occasional Domino's pizza night. Time was running out for Jenny. With her visa about to expire, she faced an impossible choice. Marry Smith and secrets, or lose him forever. The thought of going back to California broke her heart, but Sumit still hesitated. He loved Jenny deeply, yet he feared what his parents would say. He knew they would be angry. After all, Jenny was years older and from another country. So the couple went to a small, dusty law office in Delhi for advice. The lawyer told them there was only one way for Jenny to stay in India. They had to get legally married under Hindu law. That meant a real wedding, not just promises for Sumit. This was the moment of truth. He could no longer delay the decision. I'll leave everything and I'll come back and let's get married. Okay, Danny. But this time you witnessed everything, okay? It's always because of your parents, though. It's always because of your parents. Every time. First time, second time, third time, always. I'm going to leave and go back to America. Before agreeing, Sumit's parents made one last attempt to stop them. They moved into the couple's Noida apartment for a month to train Jenny to be an Indian daughter-in-law. It was tough. Sana, his mother, taught Jenny how to grind turmeric on a stone sill, sweep floors for the Jado, and say morning prayers to Lord Ganesha. Jenny tried her best, even though her knees hurt from squatting and the spicy curries gave her heartburn. Slowly, she began to win Sunny's respect. One morning, Jenny made pancakes for the family. Sana smiled, a small but important sign that her heart was softening. It's very hard to put. Twisted like she's twisting it. Don't you walk in kitchen? Oh, I tried just right now, I can't open it, but any other time I can open it. I assume its father was also beginning to give in. He paid their dollar electricity bill and told his son, if you're happy, get married and settle down. It wasn't full approval, but it was progress. In November, Jenny and Sumit finally did it. They got married in a quiet Arya Samaj temple in Delhi. The ceremony? Was that only bucks? But it meant the world to them. Jenny wore a pink lehenga and Sweet wore a cream sherwani. They exchanged flower garlands under a mango tree, said sacred Vedic mantras, and shared sweet laddus afterward. That night, they celebrated with a cozy dinner at Bokhara restaurant, enjoying butter chicken naan and mango kulfi. They even posted a smiling selfie on Instagram with the caption forever. When Sumit told his parents, Sana cried and felt betrayed. But a week later, Anil invited them to dinner, showing a small sign of peace. Over time, Jenny began sharing tea with Sana, who eventually called her beta's daughter. The card you can begin the game.
Give me.
Okay. Yes, sir. After the camera stopped rolling, the real struggles began. With their money gone and nowhere else to go, Jenny and Sumit had to make a heartbreaking decision. When their savings ran out, Sumit made the difficult decision for them to move back in with his parents. It wasn't what Jenny wanted, but they had no other option leaving there. All apartment behind felt like losing the only space where they could truly be themselves. Life with Sumit's parents meant following their rules and giving up the freedom they had once enjoyed. From the moment they arrived, Jenny felt uneasy. The house was busy, filled with relatives coming and going, and there was little privacy. She tried to be respectful, helping in the kitchen, cleaning and learning the family's daily routines. But no matter how much she tried, she always felt like she didn't fit in. The atmosphere was tense, and every small thing became a reminder that this wasn't her home. I've had these clothes for a long time, many years. Jenica, I.
Too small for Jenny.
The musical Why is your mom going through my stuff? Journey doesn't need this. You take it like what the hell, get out. I wanted to say get out of my stuff, so let's. Mother kept a close eye on her, correcting small things and reminding her about traditions. Jenny tried to stay calm, but it wore her down. What made things worse was how some relatives reacted to her. They whispered about her age and the unusual relationship, making her feel small and out of place. One evening during a family dinner, things reached a breaking point. The table was full, the food was being served, and everyone was chatting. Suddenly, Sumit's aunt made a rude remark about Jenny being too old to keep up with the household. The room went quiet, Jenny frost embarrassed and hurt. No one knew what to say, and the silence that followed was heavier than any argument. After that night, the air in the house changed. Jenny kept her distance from the family, spending most of her time in the small upstairs room. She shared with Sumit the warmth and comfort she had. Once felt in India seemed to disappear. Living under the same roof with his family became a daily struggle, not just for space but for dignity. Even though someone tried to keep the peace, the tension never really went away. The move that was supposed to help them survive only pushed Jenny further into isolation, leaving her feeling more like a visitor than her wife in her own life. Desperate for a fresh start, the couple decided to take one final risk. They bet everything on opening a small cafe, but nothing went the way they planned after years of financial stress. Jenny and Sweet decided to take one last big risk. They used the last of their savings to open a small cafe in their neighborhood. Sumit named it Family Cafe as a tribute to her and her American roots. It was a small place close to the local market with simple furniture and second-hand kitchen equipments. Jenny hoped it would be their fresh start, something that could finally bring them stability and pride. The cafe served a mix of Indian and Western food, spicy chai and samosas next to spaghetti, burgers, and blueberry muffins. Locals found them mixed strange, but interesting. The family all pitched in. Sumit handled suppliers, his parents helped with prep work, and Jenny took care of the customers, but it wasn't easy. Jenny often struggled to understand Hindi orders, and the rush of local customers made her nervous. On opening day, things didn't go as planned. A customer complained about her pasta, and soon the family was arguing right in front of the cameras. Sana blamed Jenny's foreign food. While Jenny quietly wiped her tears and walked to the back room, sales were slow, and the caffeine barely made enough to cover rent and supplies. The dream of success quickly turned into another source of stress. Family tensions rose again. Sana began showing more care toward Jenny, even sharing tea and teaching her traditional recipes. But she still expected Jenny to follow all house rules. No late nights, no meat on certain days. Jenny wanted to move out and have her own space, but Sumit hesitated, caught between his wife and his parents. While Jen and Meet kept fighting for their relationship, viewers around the world had strong feelings about their journey, and not everyone was on their side. Jenny and Sumit's story has always been one of the most talked about on Day Fiancé. After years of drama, heartbreak, and second chances, fans are still divided, some cheering them on, others ready to pull their hair out. Many viewers still admire how deeply they care for each other. One fan wrote, "Not sure why some people think Sumit is with Jenny for the American visa. He's made it clear that he wants to live in India with her and is financially providing for her." Others agree, saying, "I like the way Sumit always acknowledges Jenny has more patience than people together. She deserves to be with Sumit." For some, their story feels like a rare example of true love winning against all odds. As an Indian, I must say Sumit has a lot of guts to convince his parents for such a relationship, one comment reads. Another fan added, "This was the first couple that brought tears to my eyes. They fought for their love and made it happen.
Despite everything.
I'm so happy they're still together."
But not everyone sees it that way.
As the seasons go on, frustration has started to creep in. Many feel Jenny's patience has limits, especially after the cafe. Storyline: I saw the life drain out of Jenny when they visited the cafe, and she realized her husband isn't very smart, one viewer said. Another added the cafe is the worst idea ever. Jenny now has to go back to work because he can't seem to keep any jobs. Some fans worry that Jenny gave up too much. For a man who still hasn't grown up, he's not even a little ambitious, user wrote. He wants an older woman because he wants someone to take care of him. Still, even those who criticize them admit they can't stop watching. I don't know if this is TLC fake or if Jenny and Sumit are just clueless fan confessed, but I like them. They're still one of my favorite day couples. Love them or not, Jenny and Sumit continued to keep fans talking. A mix of hope, heartbreak, and reality. Heavy gold. Jenny and Sumit's journey has been full of love, pain, and persistence. From catfishing to culture clashes, they faced everything together. But is love enough to survive reality? Watch their story unfold and share your thoughts below. Do you still believe in #Team Jenny and Sumit?